Hey, it's Pat Gillis here. I'm sorry about the light. I'm just trying to not turn all the lights back on because the horses are having their night feed. I don't want to disturb them. But one of the great things about horses, I think, anyway, is how transparent they are. Like you can always tell, if a horse is cross or if he's contented, anxious, worried. The, if you understand a little bit to read, it's not even hard that kind of stuff to read their body language. You can pretty much tell. Sometimes what's a little harder with horses is to tell if they're in pain because as we all know, the horse doesn't really have a vocal response to pain, which again, as a prey animal, as an animal that could be somebody's supper at any given time, it doesn't make sense from an evolutionary point of view for the horse to draw attention to himself if he's injured, because why would you want to say to the saber-toothed tiger, hey, I'm over here, I'm hurt, right? So the horse is very silent in his pain, but generally speaking, if you can read their body language, again, that it's not that hard to discern if the horse is uncomfortable or whatever. um, One of the things that's been kind of driven home to me this past week is how that is so not so with human beings. Human beings, my gosh, we're a strange bunch. We can be very non-transparent, so to speak. We had a young man working for us, I guess probably the better part of a year. I say young man, 33 or so. He was in between other jobs, sort of post-COVID, and I'd never worked with horses, and it was just something he was really keen to try. And he just loved the horses. Like, so he would, sometimes when he'd finish helping us in the barn, he would go out into the fields and just hang out with the horses and try to, sort of, I think he sort of found some kind of peace with them, that as we all of us often do. And if ever we were doing groundwork or anything like that with the horses, he was right there, wanting to learn as much as he could about them. Um, and then a little while ago, his girlfriend ended up becoming pregnant, and he realized he was going to have to leave because I didn't have the kind of hours that he would need in order to support a family. But we were sorry to see him go, but we always felt he was just the kind of person that we would always stay in touch with. That he would be a part of the farm on some level because he was very much a kindred spirit in terms of the horses, and we just there's kind of those people that just sort of get it on some level. He's very insightful, very wise for a person of his young age. Anyway, I guess I sent him a text in February and didn't hear back from him, which I thought was a bit unusual. But I thought, babies and things, it can be, a lot going on, right? And then we just found out this week, much to our shock and horror, really, it was that at the beginning of March he took his own life, and we can't we can't be more shocked, really. Honest to God, like it's just the last thing I would have ever expected. And talk about not being transparent. My gosh, to have met this young man, you would have thought he was full of joy and full of love for everything around him, and just a wonderful and kind person. And where this came from, I have no idea. And I guess the point being is that, I thought to myself, really, when that person cuts you off in the parking lot, or is rude to you at the grocery store or something, we probably try to find a little grace in our heart for people like that, because you never really know what someone's going through, which is certainly what we learned this past week. And I guess maybe someone who reads humans better than I do might have found this young man to be more transparent in some of the things that he was going through. But certainly in terms of the pain he was in, I don't think anybody had any idea, which maybe means that some humans don't have a vocal response to pain either. And I think that could be safely said about this young man. And may he rest in peace. Give someone you love a hug this week, and remember to thank your horse. Talk to you soon.